Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and happy Father's Day from Japan. It is Sunday the 21st. It is Father's Day, and yeah, coming at you with Earthrise Optimus Prime today. I've been a bit busy with work and stuff, and just recently picked this up the other day off of Amazon here in Japan. And yeah, one of the main reasons I'm doing this video is to compare him to Siege Optimus Prime. I've been on the fence about Earthrise Optimus Prime for a while now. Finally bit the bullet. I do that a lot. I kind of compare. I thought I was happy with the Siege Optimus Prime, and I am. I think it's a great figure. But actually having Earthrise Optimus Prime in hand with the trailer and everything else, I'm kind of, I was kind of leaning towards him now. But there are things about each figure that I like and dislike. So I will be comparing those things in this video. Yeah, it's kind of a weird time for Transformers right now. Seems like we're kind of in that sort of pre-summer kind of limbo here. We got a lot of figures on the horizon, but nothing's really coming out. I just got the Skywarp Thundercracker 2-pack set on eBay because I just can't find it anywhere. Paid way too much for that, I'm sure, but I really wanted it to complete the Seekers. We got Skylinks coming up. A whole slew of figures, Double Dealer, Snapdragon. They just announced the Selects Hubcap, which I know a lot of people are like, why isn't it Bumblebee? Why did they go with Hubcap? I thought that was an interesting decision on Hasbro's part. What else? Yeah, there's the alternate version Optimus Prime, which is the recolor of the Earthrise, the quote unquote dead Optimus Prime, which looks really cool. Now of course now that I got the regular Earthrise figure, that comes out, and I might pick that up. It has a really cool packaging, so that's maybe like a collector's item. There's some Cyberverse figures coming out. Studio Series, Cliff Jumper and Blitzwing just announced too. So yeah, it's kind of like a lot of stuff on the horizon, but nothing's really coming out. I mean, it's kind of slowly trickling out in the States, but here in Japan, yeah, it's next to nothing. It's really hard to find stuff here. I actually lost a bid on Yahoo Auction the other night for that Skywarp Thundercracker set, and I was really upset. So yeah, I went straight to eBay and said, screw it, I'm just gonna buy it on there. Anyways, enough babbling here. So yeah, first thing I want to look at is actually the box. There's a few things on the Earthrise box that I noticed that is different than the actual in-hand figure. So let's just take a quick look at the box. He is your leader class figure, Earthrise. Says in Japanese, Transformers Earthrise, Optimus Prime with trailer. And on the side, you do get that really cool picture of him there in his Earth mode. And yeah, I mean, run-of-the-mill packaging, you get the Earthrise figure there. But yeah, one of the things I noticed that is different than in hand is this part right here is how this is painted blue. Actually, when you get him in robot mode, that is gray right there. So that is kind of one kind of false, not false advertising per se, but just kind of like, kind of misleading, I guess. And the other thing is the little robot thing inside the trailer is painted blue. And again, once you open that up, it is not blue, it is gray. It's the same gray plastic as they use for the trailer. So I just thought those two things are a little bit misleading. I actually would have preferred if this was blue. I might actually take some blue paint and paint it blue. So yeah, I thought that was like a little bit misleading. And I actually knew from pictures that this part, the legs, inside of the legs were gray. Obviously this looks way much better with the blue painted there. And that is one thing I do like about the Siege Optimus Prime, is that it is cohesive in its color. Anyways, but with that out of the way, let's take a look at Earthrise Optimus Prime. Yeah, so first of all, let's take a look at, let's just take the trailer off. And let's take that out, and we'll just set that off to the side here. So here he is in vehicle mode. And yeah, a really nice vehicle mode, very G1 inspired Optimus Prime. You get some really nice silver paint going along there, silver paint down here. I found it interesting that they painted the back wheels, but they didn't with the front. I kind of wish they had done that. That's kind of one of my gripes right there, that they didn't paint the front, whereas the Siege figure, it is painted. Real nice silver paint all over. You get that nice translucent blue plastic there. For the windows, get your nice Autobot symbol there. Painted smokestacks. And yeah, I mean, sort of run of the mill Optimus Prime body. So yeah, it's a nice nod to the G1. The trailer is really cool too. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was when I first opened him up. But yeah, it's really cool. Open him up, and you do get a lot of molded detail inside here, and there are sort of ports here that you can plug in various weapons and accessories and things. And also this part, comes out and can serve as a shield. And it does have that, those notches to connect with other figures such as Hoist and Ironworks. Pop that back in there. And yeah, this trailer is cool too. It's I really like it. It's a lot of playability, especially with this, this mechanical robot thing. I do, just like the picture, I do wish this was painted blue, just to kind of break up it's very monotone with the gray and the dark gray. But yeah, there's a lot of flexibility, a lot of playability here, and things like that. So yeah, the trailer is really cool. And then, once you get them in robot mode, you can lay them down there, or, vice versa. You can actually have this like this and put this up. And you can actually have it stand up as well. So yeah, a lot of playability in this set, which is really cool. So yeah, just taking out that trailer for now. And let's bring in Siege, Optimus Prime. And let's put them side by side. There is a slight height difference. So you can see the Siege Optimus Prime is just a little bit taller than the cab than Earthrise Optimus Prime. Let's see. Siege is a tiny bit longer. You can see just a tiny bit. He just juts out a little bit longer there. But as far as comparison-wise, from the back, they almost looked, they look very similar. You get that similar smokestacks. I mean, the Earthrise is a little bit longer on the bottom here. But yeah, it's almost dead on from the back. From the top here, the Earthrise is much, bigger in its cab size. And again, this is what I was talking about on the Siege, Siege Optimus Prime. You do get, they actually are painted. All the wheels are painted, which it would have looked nice if they actually had painted the Earthrise. And of course, you get the two, you have the Earth mode and the sort of Cybertronian mode. So they're obviously going to differ in that sense. You get a lot more of that translucent plastic on the Siege windows and such. And, they didn't go with the silver striping, of course, because it's not really, it's not really the Earth mode. So you do get a little bit of silver right there. You do get the same Autobot logo on the cab there. But yeah, pretty much, they're very similar, but very different at the same time. So again, I was very on the fence about this Earthrise Optimus Prime. It took me a while. I mean, I'm just getting him, I just got him a few days ago. So it did take me a while to sort of convince myself that I needed another Optimus Prime. I don't really, but again, like I said, I was happy with the Siege figure, but now that I have the Earthrise in hand, I'm happy with that figure too. That's just a quick comparison size-wise to another Earthrise figure. Let's get Grapple in there, and you can see that Grapple is much longer than Earthrise Optimus Prime, and yeah, they scale okay, not the greatest, but yeah, they're pretty good in scale, I guess. So anyways, there is Grapple. He's definitely one of my favorite Earthrise figures, Grapple. So without further ado, let's get Earthrise Optimus Prime in its robot mode and see the comparisons. Okay, so here we have Earthrise Optimus Prime on your right and Siege Optimus Prime on your left. And let's just take a look at the comparisons between the two. There's things I like about both figures. There's things I don't like about both figures. I think, in a perfect world, I would take some things I like about the the Earthrise figure and put it into the Siege figure and vice versa. Kind of make an amalgam of both. Take the best parts of both figures and make like a perfect Optimus Prime. Anyways, they're both great figures. It basically boils down to preference. I've heard people, it's kind of like an ongoing, kind of battle, like which do you like better? Well, I think Siege is better. I think Earthrise is better. I don't think either one is better. It's just kind of things I like and don't like about each figure. And they are different figures, in themselves. So, to compare them, it's very difficult. But visually and aesthetically, I just want to take a look at the differences. So just taking both in hand here, might as well just get them both in the picture here. Head sculpts are very similar. I'm not sure which, if I like a better one. I think the Siege one is a little bit clearer to see the eyes. I think you can see his eyes a little bit clearer than the Earthrise. Earthrise seems to get a little bit lost in there. There's definitely more definition in the eyes. You can see that they did go with the orange paint on the lights up there. Again, going down the body. Again, having an Earth mode and a Cybertronian mode is very different too. The yellows on the belt here are very different. The Siege is more of an orangish yellow, whereas the Earthrise is more of a lemon yellow. You do get the battle damage, of course, here. The smokestacks are a little bit taller on Earthrise, which I do prefer. Going down the figure. And again, these articulated hands on the Earthrise they're really nice. I really do appreciate that. That is really nice. Just gives it a little bit more expression when you're posing him and things like that. So I do like that better. Going down the legs here. And again, this is kind of what I was talking about. The inside of the Siege leg is nice and they use all that blue plastic there. Whereas the Earthrise, you get that sort of gray, and it's just kind of, I don't know. You get the trailer hitch kind of poking out there and stuff. I don't know. That's kind of a con for me. And then going down the legs, they are very similar. One thing the Earthrise did is paint these in silver, whereas the Earthrise painted this in silver, whereas the Siege is just molded in gray plastic, and the feet are very, very similar. Now, I think the main turn off for me with the Earthrise figure is, and I have both, for both figures, but let me just put down the Siege OP here. Okay, and I know this is a huge issue, is this in the back, these two tires just kind of jutting out here, and it does make the silhouette a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't make it as clean, I think, as the Siege figure. And it does hinder, as I found playing with this figure, it does hinder the articulation. I wish there was a way for them to, I don't know how they would have done it, but it just seems, it just seems like for such a good figure, it just seems a little bit sloppy here. And again, those little pieces jutting out, like if those weren't there, just think how nice that would have looked if those were not there. But instead you get these sort of, I don't know, like, oh, we have nowhere else to put them, let's just fold them back here. I don't know what they could have done. I don't know. I'm no toy engineer, but I'm sure, in this day and age, they could have found a better way to deal with those tires. So that is my main gripe for this figure, is that part. Now, as far as the Siege counterpart to that, Siege counterpart, the Siege figure, definitely has a little bit of that here on the sides. I do really appreciate the way these tires tuck in the side. It makes it very clean looking. And you do get a much cleaner silhouette there. But then again, you get this huge sort of backpack hanging off the sides. Off the back. So, whereas the Earthrise is it's hardly anything. It's really nice and clean. There's no kibble on the back at all. So again, good and bad. This too, maybe they could have compacted it a little bit more, have this fold up inside of there or something. I don't know. Also, another thing I don't really like about the Siege is all this junk kind of hang off his arm here. Again, I think it looks very kind of bulky and kind of, I don't know. It's just like when you pose them and stuff, you got this. you got this stuff hanging off on the sides here. So that is definitely a con for me on the Siege figure. Whereas the Earthrise, it's very clean looking. You don't have anything. It's just a nice clean arm. So yeah. So again, there's things I like and don't like. And of course, probably the biggest selling point on this figure is the fact that it does open up and he does have the matrix of leadership in there. That is a huge thing for me. It's easily, it comes out easily. And there it is, just kind of up close. And it's really nice. Got some little gold paint and silver there. And just the molded detail inside here is really cool. Really nice attention to detail. So I think with the trailer, with the leader, the matrix of leadership in there, the fact that you can open up his chest, and you can do the pose, because of the articulated hands, you can do the pose where he's like opening his chest and things like that. And I do think the Earthrise figure is much more articulated. Although what I was talking about was the waist swivel. Again, it's hindered by these wheels here. If you didn't have those wheels there, you could if you put that down, obviously you can get a lot more articulation. But because of those wheels, it definitely does hinder the waist swivel. Whereas the waist swivel on knock him down here. Whereas the waist swivel on Siege is it's a full 360 basically. So you definitely get more waist articulation there. Other articulation wise, I do think that the Earthrise figure has a lot more. And I think you can probably get some better poses with this guy. Simply because of the articulated hands, and you get the wrist swivel. There is actually wrist swivel in the Siege too, but just having those articulated hands is really nice. So I do think the articulation is a little bit better on here on the Earthrise figure. So, and let's take a look at the accessories. So Earthrise comes with basically one accessory, and it is this huge blaster. And it does fold up in half to store in vehicle mode, so you can put that in the back. That is cool. I like that. As far as the gun, I do like the Earthrise gun better. It's fatter, it's more chunkier. Excuse me. The only thing I don't like is I kind of wish this was painted black, and I kind of wish this was not here. I know why they put it there for storage and things like that, but just having that extra peg on the side just kind of ruins it for me. I mean, even this being gray, it's not that bad, but I do like the chunky. I do like the chunky gun that comes with Earthrise, and he does hold it just fine. Whereas with the Siege figure, you do get the axe, which pulls out here, and you can make the little axe, which is cool. It's a cool accessory. And then the Siege blaster there. It kind of pales in comparison to the Earthrise gun, I think. It's nice. And I do like the axe for the Siege figure. I do like the way that looks. And also, let me just take that shield off the Earthrise, trailer there. So it does have a little plug here that you can plug into the side of his arm here, basically anywhere you want, and that does act as a shield. So there they are, side by side. There's Siege Optimus Prime and Earthrise Optimus Prime. And let's just pause a minute and hold on, I'll just bring in Grapple here for a little bit of a comparison before we pause. And Grapple looks, he's a little bit shorter than both of them, but that's how they scale together. So let's pause, and I'll give my final thoughts on both figures. Okay, so back with the final thoughts on these figures. So kind of break it down into different categories. First of all, I'd say playability. Of course, the Earthrise Optimus Prime wins. You do get the trailer with it, which, can convert into this little repair bay and things. There's a lot of playability there. You do have the matrix of leadership. That's another plus. Another thing I like about the Earthrise is the kind of longer smokestacks that they're painted silver. I think articulation wise and colors, I do like the Earthrise better. I do like the articulated hands. So overall, I'd say Earthrise, just because of what it is and what it comes with. Overall, I would say I like it better. Not to say I don't like Siege. The Siege Prime is great too. I do like how compact it is and how slim it looks in the silhouette. I do like its posability, and I just think some things are lacking. I think the backpack is a little bulky, and the things hanging off the arms here are a little bit. I don't know. I just don't like how it looks. And I do like, just kind of nitpicking how the inside of the legs are blue and things like that, which I don't like on the Earthrise. I don't like the two butt tires hanging out in the back there, whereas the Siege Optimus Prime comes off as a little bit sleeker in its profile. It's a real toss-up. I think because I've played with the Earthrise toy the past few days, I've really gotten used to it and having a lot of fun with it. And the fact that you take that off and use it as a shield. You can put this down too. It's like he's like lying down and getting repaired and things like that. It's just the fact that he comes with more stuff and there's more kind of to play with in the Earthrise. I'm kind of leaning. I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. Before I was like, Siege Optimus Prime is it. I don't need the Earthrise. But now having Earthrise in hand and messing around with him and he's really fun. I gotta give it to the Earthrise. Let me know what you guys think. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer Siege Optimus Prime or do you prefer Earthrise? Let me know in the comments below. I just wanted to do a comparison video today. Again, I'm kind of waiting on my. I think the end of June I'll be getting my Skywarp and Thundercracker set, so I'll definitely be reviewing that as soon as it comes in. Until then, I don't really have much on the horizon. Just been kind of waiting for things to come out here. So, thanks for watching. It's been Matt in Japan. Please let me know. Do you like Siege or do you like Earthrise? Thanks for watching. Have a great Father's Day. See ya.